Hi guys, so today we're going to work on what I think is going to be a very simple card that you saw in the intro there, but it's one of new Spellbinders releases. I did want to talk about a little bit about their collections they just released today. So I think there are like 5 or 6 collections, and some are just like sentiments, which was really cool. The International, I think, sentiments is what it's called. So just like it sounds, like sentiments, but they're in Spanish and French and I think even like German, like a ton of languages. So I was really surprised and really happy to see that they did, expand that way. Really, really cool. Just Saying is another collection that has to do with like speech bubbles and little thought bubbles and, cute font and all this kinds of stuff. Oh gosh, I'm going to forget the rest of them because there are several. I believe there's a Penny Black one. I think there's also a Susan Tierney Coburn flower collection. There's quite a few different things. One of the other items, and I have here today, I do have some of the other ones coming, but they're not quite here yet, is this, which is a color wheel collection. It's very interesting. So these items, I will say, were sent free of charge for my review, and of course, all opinions are my own. And the links I'll have in the description box for Spellbinders for the US and the UK are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So thank you for doing that if you would like. I want to show you this. I'm not prepared today to do the whole tutorial or like review of these guys because I don't even know if it's a tutorial review. It's just basically a color wheel collection. Like I said, you can pick up, okay, I shouldn't say that. I don't know that you can pick up this little kit. This might just be for right now, just for me to like show it to you guys. I don't know if they just sent it to people who are going to have this collection, because I tried looking this up, CSA-018, and it didn't come up on the site. But they do have full 8.5 by 11 sheets that are just like this. So it'd be the 48 pages or 48 colors that, excuse me, I'm getting all tongue-tied because I don't want to mislead you guys. So they do have kits that are full 48, 8.5 by 11 sheets of these same colors, right? The colors that Spellbinders puts out. There's also 12-inch papers, and I believe it's like 4 of each. So it's a ton of paper, and that one costs over a couple $100, guys, because it's all of it, right? All 48, but 4 sheets of each, or however. They're selling them individually, and they're selling them in smaller kits. But this is a little sample that I have, I think, because like I said, I looked that up and it didn't come up. Color wheel cardstock. I don't know. Maybe they're going to have it later. Maybe it's just not available yet. But it's just the thing that you can kind of look, make your own little color wheels, and you're like, oh, this is the color I want to coordinate with this, card or this scrapbook page or however. So I just want to show you guys these real quick. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but as you can see, it has a little hole so you can put it like on a binder, a ring, like a book ring, which Spellbinders is also carrying now. They have book rings too for these guys. You're going to cut out your little paper, you put it on there, and then a reinforcement, if you want. And then there's this bottom area that's just open. So if you put this on white paper, you can come in here with the names of the colors of all the papers, and you would just, boop, Fairy Tale, Dahlia, Cosmic Sky. I can tell you right now already, Dahlia, Cosmic Sky, some of my favorite colors. It's so funny that I just mentioned them really quickly there. Poppy, Pomegranate. Those are the colors I like to use pretty often. I was just trying to look at the other names to see if they're Tuscan. I use that one pretty often too. Beeswax. And then Alabaster, obviously classic white. Coral, all-time favorite. But anyway. So they're all on here. So you can make yourself swatches. So that's basically that. And this one, maybe you want to make yourself a little color wheel, okay? So you have the swatches, but then you have this guy that you can cut out whatever colors, maybe all of the one. You can cut out individual little pieces instead of using this whole thing on, like, obviously if you just want one piece of color. Maybe you're making several swatches so you don't mind running it through, that many times. It also has a reinforcement here. And then, again, you would just pop on there the names of the colors so that, oh, these are warm colors I think look good together. Oh, these, are pretty floral colors I like together. And, it's just like inspo. So it's a really interesting idea and collection, but I'm not focusing on that today. Today we're going to try this guy out. So it's a very small little watercolor set. I will say it is, I was going to say Yasutomo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Watercolor, which are very, very good, highly pigmented, or some of them are more of a wash kind of thing. It's a Japanese company, and they made this one exclusively for Spellbinders. So it says, used by themselves or mixed together to create beautiful pearlescent shades for your paper crafts. Again, it does say made in Japan down there. They are highly, highly rated watercolors. So I'm really happy to have this to share with you guys. you know, the pricing is going to be as such because they're fancy watercolors. Now you can pick up some of these just by themselves, and they're like in a pan that's like a circle. It's super cute. I love the way, like, see how this pan has a really nice heft to it. Like, it's just looks really cool. So they come out in this little like bowl basically, and you just kind of wash in there and, you know, do your background, splatter them, whatever you're going to do. This one happens to come with like some of the more popular colors, like things that Yasutomo is known for. It has the pearl gold, your pearl silver, and your indigo. And I'm super curious of this indigo. And then, you know, I want to try these other ones out. So I think what I'll do today is do like a wash with the indigo, maybe some splattering with the gold. Of course, you can also paint with them. And then just, you know, a sentiment or something. I don't know. We'll see. I just kind of want to try these out. That's all I was trying to do in this video here. So I think we're just going to jump right to it. I will say with the Yasutomo, they do have again, individual pots. They have palettes. They have their own Spellbinders site. They have the water brushes that are like, I don't know if you've seen those fancy like Japanese water brushes where it's like a big head, or it might be a little smaller, but it's made to like really do a wash or like to do your characters. You know what I'm saying? It's a very different kind of brush, basically a round brush. So really nice stuff. I don't have one of those right now to share with you guys, so I'm going to look through my stash and see if I can find a round brush, because I feel like just keeping that style, you know, a round brush would do it for us. I'm going to cut down just some watercolor paper. Spellbinders has watercolor paper. If you have their better pressed paper, the cotton, you know, paper, the, well, yeah, cotton pressed paper can also be watercolor. It takes it in really nicely, so you can use that. I'm just going to cut this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, just, you know, making an A2 size card. This is just some watercolor paper I had in my stash. Ooh, there's something on there. No, not really something on it, but has like a little scratch. So 5 3/8. I like a matte layer that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. If you don't want to work with eighths, 4 by 5 1/4 is great. A full, you know, topper 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 would be lovely. Let me also bring out a card base, and I'll probably just have a black card base because I like the way that looks with something like this. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have a card base here. I just made it so it's like portrait mode here. So 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Put that there. My watercolor paper. And when I say a round brush, I don't want to scare people because, like, honestly, with watercolor, I know it does scare people. It scares me, right? It doesn't mean anything. Okay, you can use a flat brush like this. That's fine too. You know, especially with what I'm going to do right now, because we're just going to do like a wash, so it doesn't really matter. It just has a different look to it, right? A round brush. So this is a round brush, right? And this is a flat brush. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to wet this, and I think I want to use wet on wet. So I'm going to take some of the water and just get it going on here. You can spray this with a bottle, you know. You can... This isn't the biggest round brush either. The Yasutomo ones are like big guys. Well, they can be. Obviously, they're going to be of different sizes. But I just want to do wet on wet, which means the paper's going to warp a little bit and all that. But, you know, oh well. So I'm going to pick this up. That word, like indigo. Oh, that's so pretty already. Wow. And, you know, it just depends on how dark you want to put this on here. That is a very pretty color. And, you know, I mean, look at that. It's darker right there. I like the way that came out, actually. And again, I'm doing wet on wet, so that's why it looks the way it does. Maybe put a little more water on this. And you don't have to do what I'm doing. I know I'm squiggling it, so obviously it's a little more controlled. But if you want to, you can just be more fun with it. You can sprinkle some kosher salt on this right now. Let it dry, and then rub the salt away, and it's going to have these cool, like, lychee effects. Right? So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I really like the way that came out, though, when it was nice and dark right there. So, I mean, you can pick some up less wet and try to do more of that if you like. That's pretty. Okay. Let's do... Okay, and this is watercolor paper. I'm just mentioning it again because sometimes people will say, or ask me later, what I used. I'm going to hit this with a heat tool because I want to splatter it with this gold, but if I do it now, the gold's just going to like do some things because it's wet. So I'm just going to hit it with a heat tool until it dries, and I'll be right back. I will say, as I'm doing this and you turn it, it starts doing this kind of thing. I always kind of flip it to the back too and just let it dry from behind also, and it kind of flattens it out. Okay, I think that's probably dry enough. Maybe. Okay, so we're gonna take the gold, just gonna get quite a bit of that. Oop, as you can see, I do have a little bit of that blue still in there. That's all right. I'm just gonna splatter that. Now, I was curious to see about this gold, like if it was super duper gold, or if it was more transparent. So I'm gonna get a little bit more and try to do that again and see. Again, it might be more translucent, I guess is the word I'm looking for, because it does look pretty blue still. And I don't think it's from the blue in here because I pretty much got that out. So let me see here. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, you just need to be a little more pigmented or like thicker, right? I'm probably splattering this all over the place. I don't know if you notice when you do this, it really does go everywhere. And then you're like, oh, I didn't realize that as I was doing it. A little more water. I'm going pretty heavy with this because I really want it to show up. Okay, I know I can hear it splattering over there. Hopefully you can see. There you go, your gold. Pretty. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more. I don't want too much water. I want it pigmented, but I also need it to splatter, so. Oh, I touched it on that one. Okay, and I'm gonna hit that with a heat tool also. Okay, so I think that's pretty dry, but maybe not quite yet, so I'm gonna leave that to the side for now. Real quickly, I'm going to take just some black cardstock. This is just cardstock, it's not watercolor paper, but just to kind of give you an idea what this might look like on something like that, right? And again, I'm just scribbling that on there. So that's gold, and here's the pearl silver. And it does look like you really got to break down the very top of it to get the pigment going, and look at how nice that is. But yeah, get some water in there, really get it going so that you can appreciate that look. Again, highlighting on your projects or actually just coloring in with gold, or this one might be harder to see. The gold one I know can be more pigmented if you need it to be for like whatever, you know, petals or things that you might, you know, be drawing, right? Stuff like that. I don't know, I was trying to do a little something for you guys real quick. Okay, look at that. And all you do is squish, dab, pick it up. And it looks like petal, leaf, wheat, you know, kind of thing. I don't know. All right, it's just something to show you guys. Again, don't be afraid of watercolor. Just play with it. You'll learn a little something here and there. And it looks really amazing. And then you're like, oh, look at me, you know. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show that to you guys really quick. It's kind of running out of color, you know, however, right? Cool. Obviously the indigo is not going to show up on there. Okay, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, like I said, I'm not sure if this is super dry quite yet, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'll put some weight on top of it because, again, it was wet on wet. It's going to get wonky. Oh, you know what? I had done it this way, didn't I? So it's funny when you design something like I was just putting water and I thought it looked good like that, but now I feel like maybe it should go this way. You know? Okay, fine. I'll put it the way I was imagining at the beginning. But sometimes you just give it a little twist, a little turn, a little something, and you're like, oh, that actually looks better, or however, right? You like that angle of it better, or however. Okay, I'm going to put some glue on the back of this and just pop it onto my card base if my glue will ever come out. I'll be right back. Okay, got the glue going. So I'm going to pop this on here, but I'm also going to put like some weight on the top of it, on top, which for me is always just like a Spellbinders A plate, and just put that on top of here to keep this flat. While this is on here settling in, I'm just going to look for a sentiment I can pop on there. Honestly, You're in My Thoughts looks really nice with the blue, but it looks a little stormy, right? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys, let me move this out of the way here. And in the meantime, I did choose actually 2 sentiments because I thought, well, let's do that. Sometimes it's fun to have 2 things on here. But really pretty. That indigo is everything. Look at the gold. And it is, you know, shimmery. I mean, you can see that. Beautiful. These guys I'm sure have dried by now. And again, I just did a little wash real quick. I mean, but it looks very silvery gold, just depending on the angle. Lovely. And I grabbed these 2, so Sending You Strength and You're in My Thoughts. So that was nice. So I'm just going to put some 3D foam adhesive on the back of these guys, and I will be right back. I'm just going to line that out a little bit. Okay. So now you're in my thoughts right here. And then the sending you strength right above that. Kind of want it to be like more this way, but it feels like I'm kind of splitting the difference, so maybe I should just move it over so it looks like what I was thinking. There we go. All right, guys, so just a little play with that indigo, that beautiful gold, the silver, and there's new Yasutomo palette, I guess, that's designed especially for Spellbinders. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'll follow up with the Color Wheel cardstock collection and then the other ones when they arrive. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll have images come up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.